Hey guys, Dustin here. NBA Excel time. I apologize. I actually already did this video and now I'm redoing it because I didn't turn audio on. So I haven't done a video in a while, and there was an interesting question that got posed to me. And the question was the first super team in the NBA. How did they fare? And it's an incorrect statement to call the Rockets from '97 the first super team. You probably are talking about, Hakeem, Wilt Chamberlain, um, Jerry West, and I'm gonna kill myself. I can't think of the other superstar on that team, Elgin Baylor. That's probably your first, all-time super team that existed. Uh, but in our modern lexicon, us guys under 50, probably we all thought of that Rockets team as, oh my gosh. I mean, you got to remember they won two titles when Jordan was gone, with Dream. Drexler joined them, for that second title, and then Charles Barkley, who many of us consider the second best player of the Jordan era. Um, I would say actually it's a pretty strong argument. He is the second best player of that era. Um, he comes and joins Charles. Past his prime, yes. Or sorry, Hakeem. All these guys are past their prime, but they're still star level players. I mean, these guys are really good. They made impact in the playoffs. Great group of guys. So, the issue was, of course, Charles Barkley that year, if I recall correctly, 53 games. Not good. Not what you want out of Charles Barkley. Yeah, I cannot. Why? Alt down C, not Alt C, to clear just one cell. And then I think Drexler, he played a diminished role of 62 games. And Hakeem played 78. So I went to Basketball Reference. I'm going to kind of speed through what I did here just real quick. I downloaded their game log for all three players. I made this one look really big for some reason. So then I just copied the date right into this column here, and then I removed duplicates. I copied all three together. Then I wrote a really simple VLOOKUP formula. So just this guy right here. All it does is says, alright, given this date, given Hakeem, give me this cell, and cell 6 is starting from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our win-loss number, and we're going to talk about the coolness of this. Really, this is like a concatenated cell. This is not how a database is storing this information. I 100% guarantee the database doesn't store this. This is a visual that Basketball Reference gave us in this table, which I hate, but whatever. So, brought those over. Beautiful. And then I just did a really simple OR. Now, one thing with OR, I don't know if I've discussed the OR function, but you have to write three expressions. You can't say A, B, C, D equals 3. You have to say A equals 3, B equals 3, C equals 3. That was not intuitive at all when I first learned the OR. In fact, I think it took me a little while to get this. I don't know why it was a hard function to learn. It's really simple. But hey, I can explain that to you. Oh, and then, sorry, I did forget. The affair, I just wanted blanks. I don't want to have a W or an L. Then the left just gives you the left character, or number of characters in a field. I wanted the W or the L, so it's just one character. And that's really all this left function is doing for us here, guys. It just takes that VLOOKUP and gives me the one cell, gives me the W, the affair gives me blanks. So now I have a nice column here where I can do some math. So for example, I wanted to figure out the number of games that they played together. So blanks are useless. W's and L's, those count. So I did a little fancy thing here. I did a count ifs. This little guy right here. My computer acts a little funny, but I want to show you guys a cool little trick that I have loved for a while. So here I've got my W and my L. If I just select them, and I hit the F9 key, it converts it into this nice little expression, which is giving us our little array. It's taking those two fields, and instead of giving us the cell reference, it gives us the values. Really cool little feature here that I used right here. And then I used a sum, so it adds the countifs of this expression given W to the same expression with VL. And then I just use that beautiful Control-Shift-Enter. Does the math for us. It's awesome. Similarly, I wanted to get the win-loss record, and I wanted, again, this is a visual display of it. It's not a useful function. It's just for being pretty. So we do our countifs for the wins. I use the and symbol to create a text field here where that will join these two sets of text. Then I used a third set of text where I just use the quotes to create a text function. And it tells me, yep, here you go. Just put a dash there so it looks like a box score or, you know, a win-loss record on ESPN. Cool stuff. So then I just copied. Literally, I just went over here and said, I like you. And then I went to this guy here and I said, and give me my wins. I like you. Came in here, did my division. And then, of course, Alt-HP to convert it to percentages. Sorry. My keyboard's a little funky. And then I think I decided at some point I wanted extra. There we go. Just to verify it was 80% on the dot. I knew it was, but just to verify. Pace, real simple. I wanted to find out they're winning 8% of their games. Had they played 82, they would have won how many? 65.6. So then I got a little fancier and I wanted to bring in the points. Yeah, it's a big ugly formula. It's not easy, but it's not terrible. And I'll walk you through it, guys. So if it's blank, it's blank. We're done. I don't care. There's no point differential. They all three didn't play. A little more complicated here. And why is this giving me this function here? Go away. So if it's a win, true versus false. These are identical expressions. The only difference is I wanted a negative there for the losses. Okay, value, all that does is it converts text into a number. And the reason I use that is because mid returns text, period, even if it is a number. And truth be told, the way I used this, I probably could have avoided using value. It's just good procedure, good format. VLOOKUP. So I take the date. I used hakeem because he played the most games, so it was a quick and easy test case here. He only missed 4 games, so we're pretty good there. Okay, so and then I just pull on that same cell exactly as we did before. The mid function here is a little more complicated. So there's your VLOOKUP. I then use this nice little len, re-reference my VLOOKUP to bring in that text value. And then I just did some counting, and I needed to take off 5 characters that are always fixed. But the len means if it's 10 points versus 1 point, it knows that difference in the count, so it'll give me an extra number. So it'll, when I subtract 5, give me 1 more cell. Or sorry, not 1 more character. Easy peasy, nothing complicated there. The one thing I did forget to think of, nope. So again, the beautiful part with using hakeem and everything is this is all players played, so we don't care about if there was there's an issue. So then I just sum the column. That's their total point differential divided by the 40 games they played. 6.3. That is just not really impressive, guys. In fact, a 66 win pace is really, I mean, it's an all-time great record. It's not, the 73 or the 72. It doesn't best the Bulls from that era. I think the Bulls won 69, 68 games that year. I'd have to check. That's a good question. But in wins, 11-point differential. In losses, a 13. In fact, that's pretty crazy. Let's just take a look. When they played together, they lost very rarely. Ooh, my. Wow. 24-point loss. 21-point loss. Wow. 4-point and 5. Fact, let's take a look here. So one of the things you generally will see in basketball is that teams generally in the 5-point game come out to about a 50-50 record. Not the case for these guys when they played together. They overwhelmingly were successful in close games. And that's kind of why I look at that record and I see 65 6-game pace, put a 6-point differential, and I say, I think they got lucky. And there's your luck. They won 10 games, that's your count. Lost 2 when it was close. That's a lucky team. All right, guys. So hopefully this is helpful. Some ifs are count ifs. I think I've been over those, but if you have questions, let me know. If you guys have a question, something you want to see the numbers on in the math done, or you have an Excel question, you want to see me do something, I can come up with an example, let me know. I do plan to do some more of these videos. I know I haven't posted many in a while. I'll be honest, I haven't been watching enough basketball lately. I'd love to spend more time on this. I'm pretty busy at work. But, you know, this takes an hour max to put together. I'm not doing video editing. The worst case is I have to put some data structure, some stuff together. I don't want to do all of it on the computer in front of you guys. I wanted to actually show you more of this as I did it, but it does result in a lot of no audio periods where I'm thinking. If I think of it all and build it before I do it, it's easier. I can talk you through it. But let me know if there's something I can do better, worse. If I'm just the worst YouTuber to ever exist, that's probably the answer. But let me know, guys. Anyway, let me know. Thanks, guys. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content. Hit the dislike button, as I'm sure you probably dislike what I did. Thanks, and have a great day, guys. Bye.